Hi, everyone, or whoever is here. Just waiting to see if anyone's joining in. This is not a scheduled time. I said last week I wouldn't be here, but I am. I've had a change of plans. So I'm just seeing who I have. I have two. I'm just bringing up on my phone as I normally do so that I can watch comments in both places. I don't have my assistant because I told everyone I wasn't coming in tonight. But I am here. Thank you, Lorene. Happy Mama's Day to you. Okay. So I'm not showing up on my phone apparently. Oh, here we go. Okay, so then I can see both places. I don't have Tracy, my assistant. I'm just coming in for a short visit. Um, it is Mother's Day, so I know everyone is probably busy with family stuff. Um, I have a little story around my Mother's Day to tell. Another adventure of Corey, it seems to be lately. Um, I've been having a few of those, so let's hope that we stay connected. I know we're a little pixely right now. Um, let's hope that doesn't last. Just give me a minute. Okay. I hope we're good. I'm not sure if it's still pixely, guys. I don't know if you can see me or if you can hear me, but it is a little pixely. Hold on. I just have to turn off my printer. That seems to affect it for some reason. Wait now. Sorry. Turning off my printer. My printer throws off the Wi-Fi here. So I think we're better. I'm just looking at my phone because I can't tell by the computer. Happy Mother's Day. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Susan, Wendy, Ashley, uh, Krista. Hello, everybody. So, I um I wanted to actually my conversation tonight was around distractions. Whereas as soon as I sat down, I just had more distractions. This has been my ongoing thing for the past few days is personal distractions. While I'm working, all good. Personal life, distracted everywhere. Kind of just seems to be where it is. First, I want to say thank you to the women who were in Athabasca this weekend that came to see me. It was a privilege and an honor to be able to do the readings for you ladies. I so appreciate it. And I loved every moment. So if you guys are one of those women, I'm happy to have met you. And I look forward to coming back and seeing all of you again and doing some video sessions with some of the women that contacted me and left me some messages. And I will get back to everybody tonight or tomorrow morning. When I left Athabasca, I went to Leduc, and that's part of my story of distractions. So, um, the first thing I did was, yeah, I chuckle at myself sometimes. So, yesterday morning, I woke up late. I never sleep in, ever. I have a dog who gets up 5:30 every morning. We're up every morning. At that time, I stay up, I meditate, I do my yoga, I just have all these things that I do. I laid back in bed and I fell back to sleep, and I had to be in Athabasca at 10 o'clock. And I woke up at, I think it was like 7:45. I wasn't packed. I I had my dress steamed. I had that much done, but it was just I got distracted. And in the morning, it was like I woke up, and instead of getting out of bed and staying up after the dogs came in, I laid back in bed and I start flicking through Facebook, damn Facebook, and I fell back to sleep and I slept in. And so I was just rushing to get to Athabasca. I got up, I showered, I put on my dry oil on my legs as I normally do, not thinking that I was wearing a light pink dress and it was hot outside. And when I got in Athabasca and went to get out of my vehicle, my dress was covered in oil. I had the print of the cheeks of my ass on my dress that I was going to wear to the wellness thing in Athabasca. So here I am in the parking lot, going through my suitcase, taking out a black dress, changing in my vehicle, changing out my dress, not thinking, right? Just in that, I was in that, in a vortex, in one of those vortex of rushing, rushing, rushing. Christopher, who's that sexy thing? Oh, Krista, you're so bad. That's our joke. Krista was at this thing with me too. So yeah, so I'm the crazy chick who's switching over dresses in the vehicle in the parking lot at a wellness event because I couldn't even go inside with the cheeks mask on my dress. That was part of my distractions. And so um the day all went well. It was all very good. And then I won some, there's always, I would say, there's always a little light in between all those moments. And so then I won some prizes and I had some beautiful gifts given to me and I got to do some wonderful readings. And then I decided that I had some plans in the city and then they fell through. So I decided that I would go to the city anyway because Maggie, my daughter, was flying in from Dominican Republic. And I was going to surprise her and her boyfriend. I was going to I was going to surprise her, and I'm just reading a comment thing there. Sometimes we just get little people making comments, um, and so I was going to surprise my daughter in who was flying in. I was going to meet them at the airport. I had all this plan in my head. I was going to book 2 hotel rooms so that they could spend the night because they were getting in late, and then I knew we had plans to go for dinner the next day. So I'm like, perfect. I will do all this for them. They'll have hotel rooms. They'll get off the plane and they'll be able to just be here. And so I text her and I'm just like, what time's your flight getting in? And she texts back about an hour later and I'm already in the city by this time. And she's in Toronto and she says, at 12:09, but I'm flying into Calgary, Mom. And I'm like, what? She was flying into Calgary. She had told me Friday morning that she had also messed it up, but she had told me before she had left to go, right before she left, that she was flying out from Calgary and the plans had changed and blah blah blah. I was distracted. I wasn't paying attention, and so here I am, made all these arrangements, all these plans. So here I am in the city, and by this time I'm getting kind of, I don't know why, but I'm getting kind of angry at myself and still distracted. I then run a red light. I run a red light going through fucking. My plan was I was just going to go to that new Premier Outlet Mall and go do some shopping. I ran the red light and just about wiped out me and another woman. I lost my shit. I fell apart. And I think it was part, and I feel myself crying. I'm getting all upset and I'm mad at myself and I'm angry at myself for all these mistakes that I had made and all these things that had distracted me. And it was like, this is not me. I'm pretty freaking put together. I'm a pretty well put together, well organized kind of girl in most parts. And how did this happen? When did I lose myself? When did I get this? And then as I sat in, as I sat in Walmart parking lot. And then I went to Walmart instead of the Premier Outlet Mall because I missed that turnoff altogether. So I went to Walmart and I sat in the parking lot and I just kind of fell apart. I just had a human fall apart freaking moment. It's Mother's Day is coming. I wanted to see my girl. I don't know. It was just a combination of everything. So it was like when I was sitting there, I started to reflect back of how busy my past few months have been, how much my life has changed, my surgery was in October. What's been happening my past year, all the traveling on the road. Your life gets so busy and how we get so distracted in life. And sometimes it's just we're not listening, but other times is we get so much on our plates as mothers, as women, as working people. We tend to pile ourselves full. Thanks, Krista. And so it was like we just pile ourselves full of stuff and we don't have any other space left in us and we have nothing left to give and we have nothing more. And I broke a nail. Top it off. Top it off, broke a nail. And my face has got an allergic reaction to something on one side. So my face is all like kind of broke out on one side. I'm like, that just is like the icing thing that just tops it off. But it's real, right? You're only human, people. Yes, Angie, that's right. But it's our human moments and us as moms, us as women, and especially this being Mother's Day. So You know, we think we're superwoman. We think we can take on the world, we can conquer everything, and then we try to be a bit of everything for everybody. And we're trying to make ourselves happy and complete and full and do the healing that we need to do for ourselves, plus live our lives, plus become better people, plus do the things, right, that we need to do. And so, and of course, and for me to be in this role and to be of service. So it's trying to pile all these things in. But how much can we pile in and how much can we do until we're to a point where we're actually distracted and where we're slow, where we have to pull ourselves in, rein it in. So yeah, I had my human, I had my cry, I had my breakdown. I went back, I got myself, not two hotel rooms, I got myself a hotel room, stopped at Tim Hortons, contemplated a bottle of wine, changed my mind on the bottle of wine because I needed to feel. I didn't want to numb. Since I had this surgery and since I've been doing so much this healing, is that I've really made a real point of feeling everything that I need to feel, not to numb it. I don't want to numb. You don't want to use other things such as food or alcohol or anything else to numb what we need to feel, and allow yourself that moments to feel all these emotions and what you're going through and to honor that for yourself. And so I got to my hotel room and I just took a nice hot shower and I crawled in bed and I started to write. Well, first I had a conversation with Tracy, uh, and then I started to write. And then something just told me to message a friend, so I messaged her and had a little chat to her about the upcoming changes. And and she said, well, you know, you've done a lot in the past year and you have a lot happening. I'm like, true, true. I never stop to think sometimes about how much life is changing. And even though you're going, you know, I've learned to kind of go with the flow and just trust what's happening and blah blah blah, that I got kind of caught in how fast it was going by and how much it was piling and how much changes were happening. And I think part of it was a little bit of fear happening, a little bit of fear of what's next, a little bit of fear of the direction. And so the reason why I tell these stories is that I want to relate it to other people, and so that other people get to know that this happens to us all and we all have them. So when you're having them, if you're on this journey of doing this healing for yourself and you've been working really hard on yourself, to just be kind and relax and just be gentle with yourself for the moments of when you have your human moments, of when you have your fall apart, when you do our stupid things, or and to not kind of let anyone say, what were you thinking, what were you, well, we're not thinking, we're just in that motion, and because we're caught in the moment, it's happening. And so when I share my personal stories, it's because it's really, I know it's every day for a lot of us, and especially us as women, because it's Mother's Day, I'm focusing on the women, um, because us as women take on a lot and we pile a lot onto our plates and we think we can do a lot more than what we possibly can sometimes. And so letting yourself have your moments, have your downtime, take your downtime. This morning I wake up, I'm a whole lot more refreshed. I'm better. I'm still little. um, and as I'm driving home from the city, something just tells me to make it stop. So I stopped somewhere that I never thought I would ever stop. Like I had no idea why I would stop there. And the women who were in that place today know where I was. Um, and so I made a stop, and as I'm walking in, I didn't know why. There was two beautiful friends that were in this place, and um, I think we just needed to all see each other and just acknowledge that how far we've come, and and the work that goes into getting this far, and how much, when you look at how much better we really are in the place that we're in. And so it was not the ideal place for a great visit, but it was a great visit. And so I'm honored for that moment that I had today. And it was just those synchronicities that I just followed through today. And everything was telling me to come home. And I thought it was going to be to do nothing. And it was no, come home and kind of work on my finances, get that stuff in place, because there are still little things that need to be in place, because those finances were distracting me. And not that was, I mean, not that I have a pile of like financial stuff happening, but I live a new life. I need a new budget. I need to figure out where money's going to come from, or where the money will go. And so these type of things were part of my distraction, because they've been in my head and I've been letting it slide because I didn't want to deal with it, because I wasn't ready to deal with it. And so it was part of the distractions that I needed to take, put some focus into some things. So there was all this stuff piled in, and there's a whole lot of stuff that I've been pushing back that I didn't want to deal with yet. I wasn't ready to deal with. And so I was just coasting along, living life, living the dream, and just doing more and more of, move forward things. And some great things are happening, and I've got some big opportunities coming up. But I was leaving out the details that needed to be handled, and they're the ones that start to bite away at us. They're the ones that start to get into our heads, and we get distracted. And so even though I know I'm moving, and okay, well, where's that? Where are you going to budget in that now? And where are you going to where's this money going to come from? And how are you going to make up here? And so I had to sit with that today. So sometimes it's not about sitting and doing nothing. Sometimes it's also about sitting and doing the things that are keeping you distracted, keeping you from achieving what you're trying to move forward for, or for the reasons why you're moving forward. So is it in the back of your head and it's causing fear? Is it in the back of your head because you're just unsure of what's next? Um, is it because you don't know how to work with abundance? Is it because you are not able to put yourself into the place of attracting what you want? What is the reasons? It's one more thing. What's our why? What's our whys for why we do some of the things that we do? And so that's been my that's been my day. It's been my weekend, and like I said, on top of that, there's been some wonderful moments. So it's meeting up with those beautiful women today and having that conversation. Um, and the funny thing is, one of them had messaged me before I had left this, or when I was leaving the city, to confirm an appointment. And then I happened to just stop where she is, pull in, not knowing she's there. And that was the synchronicity that I got to spend time with those beautiful women and hang out there. And then, of course, I went for Mother's Day dinner with my friend, and met up with my other beautiful friend, Joy, there. So it was like Tracy and I went for dinner, and then Joy came in. So it was all these little things that just were happening. And so, also in the distractions was that I noticed what I was writing about was how, sorry guys, we're pixely again. Um, I was writing about how we even get distracted from staying connected to people that we love. Not everybody's meant to be my work, right? And that some people are meant to be just your friends or just your family, and you get distracted from that. And so it comes across as you're not there for them, but it's you got distracted within yourself. I was there. I was living that. And thankfully, I got a reminder of that this week. And so I was very thankful to have that reminder. And so this week has been all about me getting past my distractions, dealing with the little pieces of things that have been bothering bothering me in the way that we have things we have to deal with. That's life. We have to deal with our distractions, so that the distractions don't escalate, so that it doesn't escalate into something bigger. And then you're wondering, why me? Why is everything going this way? Why is everything happening to me? Why is everything right? And so that running the red light was my halting the brakes. That was me putting on the brakes, stopping, and going, whoa, stop. Stop what you're doing. Stop where you're going. This is not working at this very moment. What do you need? And so I had the conversation, what do I need? And so when you're there, when you're in that moment, think, what do I need? What do I need the most? What do I need to do for me? And mine was dealing with finances. That was part of my distractions. And of course, there was a few more things that I wrote out. And it was about kind of mapping out, going with the flow, but mapping out part of this new life that I live, and how I'm going to live it. Because I've been in such a push, 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 and just going with the flow of it. And happily, it's been like I've been riding a wave, but the wave kind of starts to go down. And when the waves go down, you have to learn to swim. And so this is where I am. The same, like I said, I walk this journey with everyone else, and that this is where we are. Sometimes we have to learn to swim and pull ourselves up. So I hope that helps some people. um, I'm going to do, like I said, Ashley, I'm so excited for you and your new journey. Thank you, Ashley. I am too. I'm actually very excited. And that's what I was telling my friend last night was that I was telling her that, I'm nervous, I'm excited. There's a there's a lot of new things coming and I just got a big opportunity in September that is I'm so excited about and I'm going to be working, I'm going to be doing a vendor's table thing in LA in September at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And I am like ecstatic that I applied and I got accepted. And it's just something that um, I'm just like still in awe over that that's happening. And I would say it's just follow your passion, follow your dream. And then I was working in California doing some readings past in the past couple weeks, and I'm like, that it's so wonderful to have these opportunities. But of course, you got to be able to enjoy the opportunities. So not being distracted is how we enjoy the opportunities. And like I talked about last week, listening. So it's those moments, it's those times. Oh, I just seen Shelly Christie join on here. Hi, Shelly. So and this just popped in my head because Shelly's coming to one of my trainings in a couple weeks. And so this just popped in my head. So the other thing that I did in my distractions was I placed a order with Hay House for a bunch of Oracle cards. Some are for the Angel Tarot class that I'm teaching. So I ordered 20 decks for that. People put in a request for me to order for them. So I ordered 3 decks, what I thought was 3 decks of the Doreen Virtue Jesus Oracle cards. And when she was asking for my credit card information, she told me the total and it was like $890 American, which is like $1,200 almost US. And I'm like, okay, not even thinking that there's no way my order should have been that much. Last night, or yesterday evening, when I'm in the midst of all this, one of the other things that I noticed was that I ordered 32 decks of Jesus Oracle cards. So in my order, I now have 32 decks of Jesus Oracle cards, Doreen Virtue Jesus Oracle cards coming. And I'm like, what am I going to do with 32 decks of Jesus Oracle cards? So on top of my distractions, I made a big financial, which told me, pay attention to my finances. Um, if anyone wants that lives around me or anyone wants a deck of these, they're beautiful cards, but I didn't need 32 decks of them. And they're about connecting to source is what kind of cards they are, connecting to, the healer. And so, yeah, if anyone's looking for a deck of Jesus Oracle cards, I have 32 decks of them. Shelly, I thought you might find that a little bit funny, that I would do that. So yeah, that's been my ongoing weekend, my ongoing days. It's been interesting. I had to question whether or not I was like losing my shit, but I'm present. I'm back to myself. I'm here dealing with stuff today. And yes, we are pixely today. I don't know why we're so, but I am here and hopefully everyone can hear me. Brittany? Yeah, Brittany. That's hilarious. That's right. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them decks. I'm just waiting for the screen to come back so I can pull a card now. And so I'm going to do a card for everyone. And I wasn't staying in a whole Happy Mother's Day, Brenda. I wasn't staying in for very long. And sorry, guys, I'm not seeing all the comments. I don't have Tracy here to follow through. So I'm staying in for just a short period of time because I am getting back to the book work I'm doing out there with all my receipts spread out. Figuring out a new budget plan for my life. So the card that I'm pulling is from the Self-Care, as Cheryl Richardson's book, The Extreme Art of Self-Care. These are the self-care cards. And being Mother's Day, I thought pulling some self-care cards for everyone as mothers today instead of picking out individuals. I'm just going to do cards that are for everyone out there today. And so just know that, yeah, I'm doing these cards for everyone. And that I did some healing ceremony stuff today for all the moms who are past, for all the moms that are on the other side. I just think of all the people that I have worked with and all of the mom spirits that have come through in readings and sessions and grandmas and so I took I took the opportunity to do some healing work today for a whole lot of moms that were out there in the spirit world who are loving us up. And yesterday I had some opportunity to do some sessions where that was based around moms. And so know that all of the moms and all the people that I've worked with, or anyone that have connected to me, and all the moms that are in the spirit world, and all the grandmas and the daughters, and I've sent them all loving, healing energy today when I was doing a healing ceremony for everyone today. And so I was sending them love and open our hearts to even more love, and so that we can be we can take everything that we learned from those moms and everything that we learned from the messages that they bring through and that they carry forward for us, and just know that they're loving everyone up today. So if you have a mom out there, if you have a mom in spirit world, know that I sent her some, know that I sent love to them all today. You're welcome, Jolly. Okay, so this is the self-care card. And the first card that I pull, you're welcome, Sherry. This is funny as I'm dealing with distractions. Patience. The card I pulled is patience. Be patient. Be willing to pass up good for great. Be willing to pass up good for great. So you know how bad we want to hold on to something, how bad we want to hold on to a situation, things that are happening, or it could be relationships, could be anything. And you know, it might be good, or the moment might be good. And not that you're letting go of some relationships, but where it is right now might be, okay, this is good, this is good. But be patient. Be patient with what's to come. Because what if the greatness of it is coming, or what if something greater is coming? Whether it's job, whether it's personal life, whether it's anything like that, just be patient. When we try to push life, when we try to make that life happen, we're trying so hard to drive things to go our way, because we're ego based. We're coming from that place that I have to make life happen, and that's not the case. We have to do the work, but knowing that the universe, that source, is taking care of us and bringing us in to that place of that if situations are okay, just be patient with that fact that what if something greater is about to come? What if something greater is about to come your way? So it's like not rushing. So it's the same thing with my move. I know I'm moving, and I had almost called somebody on a house, and I'm like, oh, it's a good price, it's decent. And I'm like, yeah, no, this is the house. I'll have to take. And then I'm like, no, Corey. Then I lost the number, and I'm like, no, not that. Be patient. Be patient, because something better of a home, perfect, is coming, or something better in a location you might want to be, or something better in if you're starting a business. So if you're someone who's starting a business and or moving your business, and you've been really pushing for a location, and you know that was the location that you wanted, what if it's not, and every little roadblock is in the way? What if that's not the location? And then next thing you know, something greater is coming when you let go and just say, okay, I'm just going to trust whatever is to come is to come. And then before you know it, something better is there. The greatness is there. And that's why patience is so important. So be aware of when we're not in a place of having patience, when you're trying to be too in control and you're trying to push life to happen. Just sit back. Happy Mother's Day, Kelly. Just sit back and breathe. Breathe through the energy. Breathe through whatever is happening, and just say, I trust. I put faith. I have faith in whatever is to happen next, or whatever is about to come into my life. Because what we're doing when we have patience, when we're sitting back and waiting, is we're getting the clarity. Yes, Sherry, if you believe, you will receive, and that's exactly right. So let's have faith. Just have faith. And when you sit back and you're breathing through, and it's like clarity starts to come. And then you start to see a clearer picture. You start to kind of see where life is and what life has to give. Okay, And the next self-care card, like I said, I'm pulling cards. The cards I'm pulling today is for everyone here. I'm not picking out one in particular because it's Mother's Day. It's like a present for everyone. So I'm pulling one more from this deck and then one more from another deck before I leave you guys tonight. And the next card that I have is goals. Set a goal, write it down, and release the outcome. Small steps make a big difference. You can have, I always say, my thing is that if you set a goal and then you're so focused on it and you're so focused on the big outcome that everything shatters apart sometimes in those big goals, because you're so caught in the big that it's hard to stay focused because it becomes overwhelming, and that's where distractions sometimes get in, right? And so it's about set a big goal, write it down, burn it, throw it away, and then just start making baby steps. And how many people are, have been trying to do that? Oh, well, summer's coming, so now I have to take off 20 pounds. So I have 2 months to take off 20 pounds. And it's all you can focus on is 20 pounds. And what are you doing? You're shoving more and more food in your mouth, or you're drinking more wine, or you're doing all the things that you don't want to do because you're so focused on the fear of not achieving what you wanted to achieve. So when we're so focused on the fear of not achieving, we set ourselves up for failure, disappointment, because we had such high expectations on ourselves. So when we have a goal, it's like write it down, send it out into the universe, and say, okay, it's a really good thought, and I'm just going to put it out there to the universe that I hope this happens. But now I'm just going to start to do the little baby steps, the one little thing at a time that takes me towards that. So let's just say, for example, it is food. Say, okay, well, today I'm just going to try giving up drinking. If you drink pop, I'll just give up drinking my pop. I'll cut down to, instead of 3 a day, I'll have 1 a day. Make little tiny steps so that you're not punishing yourself. And you're never punishing yourself with the thought that, what if I can't make it? Because all that leads us into that place of distractions, a place of being disappointed and setting ourselves back. And then we're here to move forward. We're here to grow. And so don't be harsh on ourselves. Be gentle. And then you're not caging yourself into one thought. So when we set those intentions and we set those goals and we trap ourselves into that we stop seeing all of the other possibilities that are there, because we're just focused on one. And what if there's so many different little things out there? So it's like seeing the little sparkles on the side. Let yourself see the other sparkles in life along the way of achieving what it is you want to achieve. Okay. Then I'm going to do one from the Wisdom of Avalon deck. Oh, actually, I'm going to do two more. I'm going to do a goddess card as well. Sorry, guys, we're pixely again. Oh, Kelly Dawn Kelly. I am going to be in Toronto on Thursday. I fly into Toronto. I am downtown Toronto Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I think I get in Thursday at 5 o'clock or something. So if you guys are around and if you're downtown, I am in class on the Saturday and Sunday I'm in the Hay House conference from 9 till 5 on Saturday and Sunday, but I am free some other times in between there. So just putting it out there. Oh, I'm waiting for the screen to come back before I shuffle the card here, guys. I don't know why we're so pixely tonight. Okay, one more card for everyone. So the card that I pulled, I know you guys can't see. Oh, there we go. We're back. The cat. The cat. And I got red nail polish on my nice big nail. Who's hanging around? Yeah, Shelly, there is somebody hanging I think I got a few moms from doing that healing ceremony that I was doing today, that sending that love to all those moms in spirit world. I think I got a few moms around me today. They've been with me all day. The cat, and that's about the independence, creating healthy boundaries. And so, how many of us women are um, kind of sometimes struggle with being independent and being afraid to kind of step out into the world, and um, or sometimes we're the opposite of that and we're too independent and we think we can do everything on our own, and then we don't want to ask for help, and we can't do everything on our own. Like I said earlier, we're not a superwoman. We have superpowers, but we can't do everything on our own. And some of it takes it takes strength. A strong woman will always ask someone else to help them, and to also be there for other women and admit when you're wrong. And then also, it's about creating the healthy boundaries. And the cat always knows who she likes and where she's going to go. And the cat knows when she needs her downtime and she goes and she hides away. You know, when we're creating that time for ourselves, and how many people don't create healthy boundaries, and you allow all this stuff in and you allow all these people in. And even times when you know with everything in you that I don't want to be there, or that's not healthy, or that's not helping me, and you do it anyway, or you say your yeses when you really want to say no, and then you overpile yourself full of too much and too much of everything. And so it's creating, healthy independence, and being and knowing that sometimes to be strong means that it's okay to be vulnerable, and that it's very okay to say I'm not strong enough in certain areas to do this today. So if someone else could help me, that would be greatly appreciated. And often it's asking source, asking the angels to be present to help us, and know that our moms on the other side are always here to help us. I keep looking down because I have a woman named Joan that is here with me today. She's one of the women. One of the women. I have Violet, I have Joan, and I had a Barb. Those three names I actually have wrote down. But Joan. Joan was here right at this moment. I don't know why she popped like right here, right now. Um, but these women are all here because we did the healing, because I called in love for them. And so they're just here loving up everyone. But they remind us, they're the ones when you need help and you don't know where else to turn, call upon your grandma, call upon your mom, ask them to help. And so I often call upon my grandmas all the time and say, I need you today. And yesterday was one of those days when I had my little Walmart breakdown. When I was in Walmart parking lot in Leduc having a mental moment breakdown, uh, I was asking my grandma, what do I do? What am I doing? Where am I? What's distracting me, that I can't get this together? Why am I not connected to myself? I'm connected to source. I'm connected to my work. I'm connected to everything else. Why am I not connected to myself at this moment? And so, and as the day went on today, I found myself really paying attention, and like I said, showing up at places I didn't expect to be, meeting up with people that I know love me with all their hearts, and they're all women, and that um and then to take out all my stuff, all my smudge and stuff, and do that beautiful healing ceremony. That was things that were just coming to me today. And so it was knowing that I couldn't be so independent, I couldn't be so strong, and that when I asked for help, it came. And so you making making the choices some days to say, there's days that I am so strong and I'm so independent and I can do this, but there's other days that you need to say, I need help. And then there's the days that you need to create healthy boundaries. Even the people that you love, some days you need a break from. No matter how much you love them, you need a break from them. And it's okay to say, I'm taking some time to step away. A cat loves us. A cat knows when to come sit with us and sit on us. But as the cat card says, is that she knows, but she also knows when to go find her space, and know when to go curl up in a ball and just have a rest for herself and be content with that. And to never, this is a big one, is really learning that it's okay to have that alone time, that codependency, when you feel like you have to have somebody there all the time. And it's why do we feel that need to have somebody in our space all the time? It's the same thing with always having to be talking or chatting. Because then when we don't take that time, we stay in our distractions, and it's about releasing ourselves from those distractions. All right, so I'm going to do one more. And this deck of cards, my goddess deck, was my very first deck of cards. And when I met my dear, dear, beautiful friend Laura Lee Scobie, who did my very first Reiki session and my first past life healing, and she is my Reiki master and my teacher, um, and one of my most beautiful friends in the whole wide world. When she first pulled out this deck, she pulled out a card and she said, "This is you. You're her." And it was Eggshell. She was medicine woman in the cards. And I never believed her for a moment at that time that that would be my life. Not that I didn't believe her. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be doing that kind of work. And boom, here I am doing this work. But this deck of cards are still my faithful and what they're called. And the reason why I'm pulling them out is because we Doreen Virtue calls these the best friend cards. These are the best friend that you have that will tell you the honest God truth and give you the kick in the ass that you need to get you moving. That's what these cards are. So if anyone's looking for a deck like that, I'll show you the box. And these are the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. Whoop. I love these cards. They're wonderful. And I don't have 32 decks of these ordered by mistake, though. Sorry, guys. I have 32 decks of Jesus cards ordered by mistake. Costing me all that extra money. So I'm going to pull one of those. I'm going to pull a goddess card for all of my beautiful goddesses out there, for all the beautiful women out there tonight, and who are just trudging on, walking beside each other. And always remember, ladies, we are here to walk beside each other, to guide each other along, hands on each other's backs. We are not here to walk ahead, and we're not here to walk behind. And we're here to walk amongst each other as humans and to not be any better than anyone else. We are all equal. And when we remember that, and when we set ourselves free of those egos, we spread a whole lot more love throughout the world, and we share a lot more love. So this is our card from here. We are Pixley again. Oh, hi, Kathy. If you're late, you can always go back and watch again as well. Sorry, guys, I'm not able to watch all the comments because I don't have my Miss Tracy here. My day was good, Greta. It was much quieter than my yesterday. Okay, so the card that I'm pulling today, it's funny, the Pixley goes away as soon as I go to pull the card. Callie, endings and beginnings. And a beautiful lotus flower. And when I first started my journey, I always used a lotus flower. Always used a lotus flower and everything that I had. And it was said, and it's because when I was coming from my lowest point, from my depression, my unhappiness, my everything, and when I met Laura Lee, that it was like I had to come from that murky place and what was rising above, and to see myself in that beautiful light, and to see myself as beautiful with my wounds and my scars and everything else that I had been through, and acknowledging that. And so it's about releasing the old and letting go so that the new could enter. And when sunlight hits and that flower blooms, and when you grow and you bloom, when you start to see yourself as that beautiful new beginning and creating that new beginning for yourself, and that you're then ready to release and let go of the things of the past that the burdens you no longer want to carry. And when I say let go, I don't mean that we fully always let go of our pains, or we let go of the grieving and those things. We do carry those, but it's how we carry it, right? And what love and light we surround ourselves with those things. And we're beautiful with our wounds. We're beautiful with the scars that we have to carry. It's those things that make us who we are. And to see that beautiful light that you are, and that beautiful glowing energy. And so know that Goddess Callie is with you as you're letting go of the old. And for those who are just starting a new beginning, or every day is a new beginning, just starting new, what are we going to do tomorrow that's going to be a little bit better than yesterday or today? What, what's the beautiful light? And my big thing that I have been working on is I've been doing these love consciousness meditations and trainings. And so I've been really focusing on love, and even my writings, changing so much of my stuff into this place of starting my morning off with love. And I do a love meditation in the morning. And before I go to bed, I do another love meditation, really setting that intention that even though everything might not be perfect, and even though things might be kind of falling apart so new things can grow, is that we're still love. And of all things, we are love. Wendy, hi, Court. Always a pleasure to see you. You too, Wendy. I'm not pulling cards for everyone tonight, Wendy. I'm actually just um, pulling one last card. I'm pulling for the whole group of women rather than individual ones tonight. So this is my last card. Then I'm going to pull another goddess card. All right. Astera, fertility. Fertility. And fertility is not just about giving birth to children. It's the perfect time to start new projects. It's about starting something new. What are you starting new? Bringing new ideas to life. And so I always, when I have my little breakdowns after a distraction, or those things, I would say some of my best work comes after that, because it's that release when I let go. And then it's like I was having that little human moment, and that little be trying to be in control kind of moment. When we let go of that, some of my best work comes from there, my best creations and my best writings. And so it's a good time now, as we're moving forward, we're moving to some beautiful sunlight, and moving into getting ready to go into a new season soon, I hope, is that um, this is a perfect opportunity for new beginnings again. What new projects would you like to start? Are you getting ready to plant flowers? Will they look differently? What kind of healing are you doing for yourself when you're out in that garden? Is this the year that you're finally going to put in the fresh, growing your own fresh veggies? Or is it the time when you're thinking about starting school, maybe in September, and it's the time when you're going to start applying for school? As I said, for me today was about sitting down and clearing out my distractions that have been plaguing on my mind about my finances, and where do I go from here, and what kind of finances do I have, and what kind of money will I have to work with to start to build this new life. And so, what is yours? What are you going to start to do for you? And know that this is the perfect season, perfect time to really start to do that, and to not be jumping around. It's like I said, setting goals that are achievable, that you can do little pieces and little baby steps in towards. And so you're not putting too high expectations on yourself, but also calling upon people to help you when you need to be helped. And know that just because we're mothers, and just because we are women who take on a lot, we're not here to do everything, and we're not here to be everything for everyone every single day. Be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, and know that this is your opportunities. This is your opportunity now, in this time, this wonderful world that we're living in, to really start to spread love, but most of all, bring your love inward. Fill your own heart. Fill you with the self-love that is needed for you to know that you are worthy of living the life that you are put here to live. And when you're having a moment, having a day, it's okay to have that day, and it's okay to cry. Don't hold back those cries. Let yourself have those cries. Give yourself that. All right. And so, to whoever owns these three women, like I mentioned before, I'm honored that they've been here all day. Like I said, I wasn't asking them for messages. I just know they're present with me, and that they're here for you. And know that I was sending love to everyone today. And have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. I just see some women coming up. Debbie R. My mom's name was Barb. Okay. Okay, Debbie, is Papa your mom? And like I said, I don't have messages from them. I really don't. I just know they're here. And I wrote down their names. I wrote them down on a piece of paper, so I would remember to just mention them to you, to tell you that they're here. Because I didn't want to pull the focus in of focusing on one woman and not everyone else, but just know they're here. They're spreading, they're here for you. And the reason why they're telling us this today was that for you to know that when you need them, when you need her, ask. Ask her, communicate to her, talk to her as if she's still alive. Like, talk to her as if, well, she's still alive, she's spirit, but she's still in a human body. Talk to her as if she's still in a human body when you need her. And I feel like these women are here because today is a tougher day than most days, right? And so just know that today is a day that you need her, and just feel free to talk to her today. And she's loving you up today. So thank you all. Thank you for being with me. And please be kind and gentle to yourself, and take that love that we're sharing in the world and put it inward into yourself and give back to you. Thank you. And love you all, and have a wonderful night. Bye bye.